How's it going, guys? I have probably the highlight of the week for you. This is a fun as hell little NU match I had against a guy by the name of SirDwarfFlark, I believe, and we got some dudes. I decided, hey, you know what, with Porygon, what's Porygon weak to? Porygon's weak to fighting, so we'll bring a couple of things to complement that. So I brought Weezing along for funsies because he's a physical wall, Porygon being my special wall. I think that kind of works out okay. And I got Lampent for the fighting moves too, and because he's my little Tindahbox. Tindahbox is a cool. He's got some dudes, nothing really too scary, but it is an interesting lineup. I think he's gonna end up leading off with the Electrode though, with the Specs Volt Switch, like I have been seeing on a couple of people's matches. So I'm gonna go ahead and lead off with my Pikachu, which is probably gonna lead him to not go for the Volt Switch on the first turn. Now, this Pikachu, I haven't fixed this shit from 4th gen. This is a mix set, but it has static back in the day before Lightning Rod was good. That's what I put on it, and I really should switch it back to Lightning Rod, but yeah. So, I decided to switch out of there thinking he was going to go for the HP Ice, and definitely not the Volt Switch, but he ends up going for the Taunt, and then the Volt Switch, which leads me to see, you know, that he's not fucking choice or anything like that, which is good knowledge to have. I don't really remember what his item ended up being, but I make a stupid play right here, not really remembering that he had a Rapidash, and he's just gonna go for the Wild Charge, despite the fact that he got the Flash Fire boost. I got Flash Fire too, so we can't really take advantage of that, but he goes for the Wild Charge, does a considerable chunk, and I'm gonna be able to go for Shadow Ball. Oh god, excuse me. Woo, that cake, that was good cake. And that cupcake just switched out, but no, I had cake for breakfast, lunch, whatever. Whew. Okay, so I decided no, that wasn't a double switch. This is a double switch right here. This is two people switching, and then I decided to switch again. So this is like a double on a double, in and out burger kind of play right here. But I know now that Miltank's gone, I can bring this thing back in, but I don't know that this thing is scrappy instead of thick fat, and I honestly kind of had to think about that play for a little bit, going for the sub, because I wasn't sure whether or not I was going to have enough to do it. So I have a calculator button on my keyboard, incidentally enough, which when you press it, it just opens up calculator. So I was like, I'm going to do that, I'm going to calc it real quick, and it turns out I would have been able to live it with 3 HP. So as you can see, I got away with that. And this actually ends up being a really good matchup, because now that I learned that he's able to hit me with Body Slam, that means I can hit him later with Fire Blast, but I do want to be in a better position to be able to do this, preferably on a switch-in, just not right now when there's still other pokes floating around. What I'm trying to say is I don't really feel comfy with doing it with Rapidash still around, so if I can take that down sooner, that'll be fantastic. So he's going to go into his... almost fooled me for a second. Gyarados? No, it's not a Gyarados. That's a Dragonair. Dragonair is a really cool poke in lower tiers because it does get access to the rest, just like everything else does. But what makes this thing different is it's got Shed Skin on it, which means it has like it's a 30% chance, like 3 in 10, roughly 1 in 3 chance to heal its status at the end of the turn. I end up going for the Will-O-Wisp because I'm assuming he's going to end up being a Dragon Dance set, but as you can see, we exchange statuses on the first turn, leading me to believe that this is more of a defensive set. So I'm not going to worry about D-Dances, but I am going to worry about wanting to take it out. So the best thing I'm going to be able to do that with is my Porygon, because I can come in, trace the Shed Skin if it wants to T-Wave me. And he's also burned for the time being because I got Eviolite. I'll be good to take it. And more importantly, I do have the super effective move in the form of Ice Beam, so I should be able to deal some good damage to him. It does like a quarter, but it is going to put the pressure on him to want to rest eventually because he doesn't have any recovery going other than rest. So there's that. He's going to go ahead and snooze it off. It was really funny on the turn earlier, I think, because we just both healed off our statuses, me healing off the T-Wave he gave me because of his own ability. So this Porygon's a fucking mooch, look at him. But get a crit on the Ice Beam. This had no consequence to the game whatsoever. This game is mildly hacksy, which is why I've kind of saved a lot of these games for like later, but you know what, it's not really too big of a consequence, that play right there. This one, kind of predictable. I thought he would have tried to stay in to try to burn the sleep off of Dragonair, but hey, you know what, that makes sense too. So knowing Rapidash, knowing he gets access to Low Kick, or him wanting to go for Flare Blitz, both are very safe plays to go into my my Chandelure right here. This thing having immunities to 2/3 really common move types in lower tiers is really nice, with the exception of this thing, you know, being able to hit me with normal type moves. But you know what, it's fine. I'm in the situation that I actually wanted, where I'm able to get a sub up as Miltank comes in. So as he breaks it, I'm going to end up going for the Fire Blast. It does not take him out, but it leaves him in the very low red. And I thought I went for the sub and then the pain split here because I would be able to get away with it. But I guess in essence, I'd really be dragging out the match a lot longer because my Fire Blast is still kind of failing to kill it off. It's kind of like rolling between just below half and like above half because I left him even lower than I did with the first one. I don't know if he was at higher HP, and I don't really know the calcs behind this. It's just your regular sub split Chandelure, but like teenage years. So there's that. But I decided to switch out, decided to go into Wheezing on the turn. He actually switches into Swanna. I don't think he can one-shot me at 1 HP despite me being lower on the physical defense side. So he decides to go into Rapidash as a death fodder as I end up going for the T-Bolt because he does know that I have the T-Bolt. I think I went for it on something a little earlier. Probably might have gone for it on Dragonair. I don't remember. But brings in Electrode, which actually is a pretty big threat to my Wheezing. Wheezing, I do not want to take anything this thing has to offer, so I'm going to go out into my other wall, my special wall, which is my Porygon, and he ends up going for the taunt. Not really a big deal, because I'm not at the HP where I need to recover, and I don't really want to Toxic this thing. I figure the best thing I can do to it is Discharge, and that way I can actually paralyze something, either this, if he wants to stay in, or whatever else he switches into if he decides to switch out, which he kind of did. So get this thing paralyzed. Mungus really doesn't give a shit about the speed cut because it's already super slow anyway. What it does give a shit about is actually getting the full para, which happens a couple of times along the way on this thing. I don't really think this turn mattered at all because Amoonguss really can't do anything to Wheezing as long as it's status. I mean, if he was going to Spore, it doesn't work. If he was going to Stun Spore, still doesn't work. If he was going to Giga Drain, resisted. If he was going to Sludge Bomb, resisted. The best thing he probably could have done to me is using like an unstabbed neutral HP, and even still, I was kind of stupid. But going back to the team preview, this poke is fucking hard as hell to bring in, and I was so insistent on using it that night, and I saw my opening right there in Dragonair. I decided to take a huge risk. It was fairly huge, but the 30% doesn't come through for this guy. Kind of contrary to what I was saying yesterday, and that the 30% will come through for you. It does not on either one of these turns, and he is still asleep. His Shed Skin kind of bit him in the back there, but thanks to Gluttony, I'm able to get my Salak Berry boost by being at exactly half HP instead of a quarter. If he didn't have Gluttony for whatever reason, I could just sub and then Belly Drum, but then I'd lose a coverage move. Anyways, going on, we got a Linoon sweep going on here. How long has it been since you've seen this, folks? This has been quite some time, especially because I actually end up getting the paralysis on that one. He just as easily could have gone for the Spore or the Stun Spore, but the para I did get with Discharge does kind of echo through time and let me kill that thing off, because that was the only thing that was sure to take a hit from it, and now that he doesn't have it anymore, he's kind of fucked. I mean, the only other thing that kind of could have was maybe Miltank at full HP. Even I'm not 100% on that, because this is a +6 Linoon going for stab E-speeds. Shit's gonna hurt. So Electrode comes in. There is the static risk here, but the way I see it, I've cleaned out a pretty decent portion of his team at this point. The only thing that's died already is Rapidash, and it's looking great. So last thing here is a Miltank, which is at extremely low HP owing to its encounter with Lampent, and that was Linoon cleaning out the other 5 pokes that my team failed to. I don't even think I used that Braviary at all. I think that was a I don't know, was that a bulk up Braviary? Bless you, Elo. Thank you. Anyways, I have no idea what the fuck that was, but that was the game. Oh man, haven't seen a Linoon sweep in years. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed it, you're welcome to leave a like rating, comment, subscribe, and do your thing. And that'll do it out of me for today, and I will definitely see you guys tomorrow. Bye.